Hello. In today's video, we shall learn in detail about ecosystem. By the end of this video, you will have a clear understanding about types and structure of ecosystem, biological principles in an ecosystem, energy flow in an ecosystem, ecological pyramids, and finally about the functions of ecosystem. Let us start by introducing the term ecosystem. Ecosystem term was coined by A. G. Tansley in 1935. According to Odum, 1963, the ecosystem is the basic functional unit of ecology in which both biotic components and abiotic components influence each other. The living and the non-living components of an ecosystem are known as biotic and abiotic components respectively. Both the components are linked together through nutrient cycles and energy flow. Let's take up the types of ecosystem. Ecosystem can be broadly classified into terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. Broad categories of terrestrial ecosystems are called biomes. Main terrestrial ecosystems are, first, the forest ecosystem, which consists of plants, animals, microorganisms that live in coordination with the abiotic factors of the environment. Next is the grassland ecosystem. It is dominated by grasses and herbs. The tundra ecosystem is found in cold climates and is devoid of trees. The desert ecosystem found in regions where rainfall is very little. Coming to aquatic ecosystem, it may be freshwater ecosystem like lakes, ponds, rivers, or marine ecosystem such as seas, oceans, etc. Next, we shall learn about the structure of an ecosystem. Ecosystem consists of two components. The biotic component consisting of living organisms and abiotic component which are non-living environmental factors. Biotic component can be further classified into producers, consumers, and decomposers. Consumers can be further subdivided into primary consumers or herbivores, secondary consumers or primary carnivores, and tertiary consumers or secondary carnivores. We shall come to know about each one of them with examples in a few minutes. Coming to abiotic component, they are broadly classified into climatic factors like sunlight, temperature, wind, water, etc., and edaphic factors such as soil and substratum, topography, minerals, and pH. By the way, if you're getting some value out of this video, please like and share the video so that all of us can learn, unlearn, and relearn together. Also, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of all the upcoming videos. Now, we shall look into the biotic components. Producers, the green plants, are capable of manufacturing their own organic food from simple inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water by the process of photosynthesis. They are therefore known as producers. They form the primary basis of life and provide food, shelter, and oxygen to the animals. Consumers. Animals cannot synthesize their own food and depend directly or indirectly upon the producers. They either consume ready-made organic food or decompose the organic complex compound. They are known as consumers. They are of different types. Primary consumers, animals that eat plant or plant products, they are called herbivores. Example, goat, rabbit, rat, deer, grasshoppers. Secondary consumers, they are carnivorous animals and feed on the primary consumers. Example, frog, cat, dog. Tertiary consumers, they are also called carnivorous animals. They feed on secondary consumers. Example, snake, wolf. Coming to the final one, quaternary consumers. These are the largest carnivores which feed on tertiary consumers. They are not eaten by other animals. They are also known as top carnivores. Example, tiger, lion, dolphins, whales, etc. Next, the decomposers like bacteria and fungi obtain their food from the organic materials of dead plants and animals. The simple organic compounds are absorbed by the decomposers. The inorganic compounds are released into the environment for reuse by the producers. Thus, there is a cyclic exchange of materials between the living community and the abiotic environment of an ecosystem. This maintains the ecosystem. Before we move further with the topic, let us know the two parameters which describes how an environment responds to disturbances. They are resistance and resilience. The ability of an ecosystem to remain at equilibrium in spite of disturbances is called resistance. How readily an ecosystem returns to equilibrium after being disturbed is called resilience. Now, we come to the abiotic components. They are non-living physico-chemical factors of environment. They are divided into climatic factors and edaphic factors. Let us look into the roles played by some of these factors. Climatic factor, namely light. We all know that sunlight is the main source of energy to carry out photosynthesis. Photoperiodism refers to the response of organisms to the duration of sunlight in a day or photoperiod. It helps in flowering in plants, bird migration, reproductive activities, etc. Light increases the enzymatic activities and general metabolic rate. Light intensity induces chemical changes resulting in pigment formation in the cells. Example, development of chlorophyll in the leaves help in photosynthesis. Bright pigments in flowers and fruits bring about pollination and dispersal of seeds respectively. Next climatic factor is wind. Few roles played by wind to influence ecosystem are as follows. Wind helps to bring about pollination, which is known as anemophily. It helps in dispersal of seeds, spores, etc. Wind increases the rate of evaporation and transpiration. It causes soil erosion and reduces soil fertility. Wind helps in migration of flying animals and birds. Next climatic factor is temperature. Extremely low and high temperatures retard the growth and development of plants. Temperature affects flowering in plants. Temperature affects the morphological characters in animals, resulting in behavioral adaptations. The animals with variable body temperature, called paleokilotherms, are affected by temperature variations. The cold-blooded animals undergo hibernation or winter sleep. It is the period of dormancy during winter months when body temperature, metabolic rate, and energy requirements are greatly reduced. Example, reptiles, amphibians. During summer months, to escape from extreme heat, the cold-blooded animals undergo estivation, otherwise known as summer sleep. Next, we shall learn about the edaphic factors. First, soil and substratum. Soil is the surface layer of land. The process of formation of soil is called pedogenesis. We all know that soil is formed by the withering of the parent rock. Soil contains mineral matter, organic matter, soil water, soil air, and living organisms. Soil provides minerals and water to land plants. Decomposition of plants and animals occur in the soil. Fossil fuels and minerals are obtained from soil. Next edaphic factor are topography, minerals, and pH. Topography is the physical feature of the earth, such as hills, slopes, valleys, etc. It affects the distribution of organisms by influencing the climatic factors like light, intensity, wind velocity, water currents, etc. Minerals are essential for the normal growth of organisms. They are called biogenic nutrients. Lack or deficiency of any one of the essential minerals results in abnormal growth or even death of organisms. pH, hydrogen ion concentration. It is the relative acidity or alkalinity of a medium. An optimal pH range is necessary for most organisms for their growth and development. Protozoans and mollusks prefer alkaline medium, while Euglena flourish in acidic medium. Rhizophora is always found in salt-rich, mainly coastal areas. Next, we shall look into the biological principles in an ecosystem. Food chain is a simple representation of energy flow in nature. It is a succession of organisms that eat other organisms and may in turn be eaten themselves. The food chains transfer materials and energy as food through organisms of an ecosystem. It consists of producers, consumers, and decomposers. Each link in a food chain is called a trophic level. We have already discussed about producers, consumers, and decomposers. We'll take up an example of a food chain. Grass being eaten by grasshopper, which is consumed by the frog, frog being eaten by snake, and finally the snake is consumed by the peacock. Here, grass is the producer. Grasshopper is the primary consumer. Frog is the secondary consumer. Snake, tertiary consumer, and the peacock is the top consumer. Another example, carrot, a producer, being eaten by rabbit, a primary consumer, which is eaten by fox, a secondary consumer, and finally the fox is eaten by a lion, which is the top consumer. Next, we shall learn about food web. The various interlinked food chains in a community constitute a food web. It provides alternative pathways of food availability as shown below. The plant parts may be eaten by grasshopper, which in turn is fed upon by frog, and the frog may be consumed by, say, an eagle. Or the grains may be eaten by mouse, which is consumed by snake, and finally snake is consumed by eagle. Or it may be a simple chain like plant eaten by rabbit, rabbit being consumed by wolf, and wolf by tiger. So, we can easily see various food chains interlinked with each other to form a food web. Next, we come to energy flow in an ecosystem. Primary source of energy is radiant energy of sunlight. Only about 2 to 3% of the light energy falling on the green parts of the plant is changed into potential energy of the organic substances by photosynthesis, and the rest is dissipated as heat. When a herbivore eats a plant, it digests and oxidizes the food to liberate energy. Some of this energy is lost as heat. The same is repeated by the successive trophic levels. There is always a decline in the amount of energy passing from one trophic level to the next trophic level. Next is the ecological pyramid. It is a graphical representation of an ecological parameter of a food chain in an ecosystem. Ecological pyramid was first developed by Charles Elton in 1927 and is therefore also known as Eltonian pyramids. The three types of pyramids are pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, and pyramid of energy. Pyramid of number. It is a graphic representation showing the arrangement of the animal population per unit area at various trophic levels of a food chain in a community at a given time with producers at the base. Pyramid of number may be upright as we find in pond ecosystem, or it may be inverted as seen in parasitic food chain. In upright pyramid, the smallest animals are at the bottom and the largest at the top of a pyramid with intermediate sizes in between. In an inverted pyramid, the number of individuals at each successive higher level increases and their size decreases. Sometimes pyramid of number may be spindle shaped. Next is the pyramid of biomass. Biomass is the amount of living matter in an organism. Pyramid of biomass is a graphic representation of biomass per unit area of different trophic levels of a community at a given time with producers at the base. It is a straight or upright pyramid in a terrestrial habitat which shows that biomass is maximum at the level of producers and decreases as it passes through various trophic levels. In aquatic habitats, pyramid of biomass is inverted or spindle shaped. Next is the pyramid of energy. It is a graphic representation of amount of energy trapped per unit time and area in different trophic level of a food chain in a community with producers at the base. Only about 10% chemical energy is retained at each trophic level. This is called 10% law of Lindemann, 1942. So the pyramid of energy is always upright or straight pyramid. Finally, we come to the functions of ecosystem. Ecosystem regulates ecological processes and brings stability. It provides habitats to plants and animals. Ecosystem is responsible for cycling of nutrients between biotic and abiotic components. It promotes different food chains and food webs. It maintains balance among various trophic levels in the ecosystem. Ecosystem also helps in maintaining the flow of energy. So, today we have learnt in detail about the ecosystem, its types, structure, biotic and abiotic components, food chain, food web, energy flow in an ecosystem, and the various types of pyramid. I have some practice questions for you. Please share your answers in the comments section below. You can pause the video and write down the questions if you like. Thank you so much for your time and participation. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing the channel and press the bell icon to get instant notification of all the upcoming videos. Also, if you want to discuss any particular topic in biology, please mention that in the comments section below. I'll see you there. Goodbye. All the best.